All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Pardon me, family. Pardon me. I hate when people don't got it together. I don't have it together today, but it really annoys me when people don't got their live stream together, man. So I'm gonna do better in the future. But yeah, what I was talking about was this panel that's ongoing, and we got it we got the whole situation lit, man. So I find it entertaining. It's really entertaining. You know, I don't have to debate. I don't have to get on there and try to grandstand. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have to do that. And I'm grateful that I don't have to do that because it's time wasting. It's a bunch of time wasting. You know, we're gonna get on there, we're gonna talk, we're gonna pull sources, we're gonna debunk sources. We're gonna do a bunch of nothing, man. But the basis of my argument for the day, because what I chimed in on was they was over there talking about how everybody deserves reparations, and that is ridiculous. That is a telltale sign that people are really, yeah, absolutely. The conversation is needed, man. Shout out to you for being there, man. Um, we love all of our extended family across the world. You dig? Um, I'm gonna speak for myself. So all this anti-immigrant stuff, that's crazy to me that they try and pin that on us. And I think they do it because it makes them feel good and it makes them look like the good guys. I'm not going to sit here and argue about ADOS. I have no interest in that. Okay, I know very little about that. I can care less about that. One thing do know about ADOS is it's an organization. Okay, that's what ADOS is. I don't belong to an organization. All right. I simply state my lineage, man, and I leave it right there. You dig? So, you know, these guys are doing what they're doing is dangerous. It's very dangerous. And this is why I don't rock with that school of thinking. You know what I'm saying? They asked me the question last night, why don't what problem do you have with Pan Africanism? This is the problem, dog. They over there talking about we should just give every black person in the world reparations or whatever they were saying. They were basically saying, give it to everybody. And you know, if we start thinking like that, man, we dead in the water. You know, they have an identity crisis, man. So they really think that they're still Africans. They are over there calling themselves Africans, dog. They over there calling themselves Africans. I used to do the same thing, dog, until I realized that it was ridiculous. Not to say Africans is a dirty word or it's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's that we're not saying no, but Africans will tell you that we're not African. You see what I'm saying? We've been here for a long time and we're not the same people. All right. Um, so I'm not denigrating anybody. That's not my goal. That's not my message. Let them tell it. We're anti this. We're anti that. No, what we and I am anti anybody who is coming over here and not rocking with us and what we got going on. And anybody that's coming over here and going against what we got going on. That's what I'm anti. I don't agree with that. I would never do that. If I go to a foreign land, I'm not gonna go against the grain, dog. I'm not gonna go over there and start getting on their task force, speaking for them and telling the people that they shouldn't get reparations. You know, the thing that makes this ridiculous is they're over there talking about everybody should get reparations. But those same everybody, the same people that they saying should get reparations are saying we shouldn't get reparations. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I don't think they know that because they so out of touch. These people are so out of touch, man. It's a shame. They stuck in a book. They're stuck in the old rhetoric, and they have not a clue of what's going on outside. I can tell a lot of them cats is not outside. A lot of those guys just they sit at home, they go to work, they sit at home, they get on YouTube, and they like to do this in their pastime. which is cool. I'm not mad at that. They not out there killing and drilling and robbing and stealing. I'm all for that, dog. But we have to protect our lineage, dog. We have to protect our assets, our resources. You know what I'm saying? Just like every other group. Yes, you nigga. Shout out to my man Chris MVP. You, I can't believe you said that, dog. That's crazy to me. Everybody gets reparations. You know how ridiculous that is, dog? That is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely. Crazy. Listen, if somebody's not over here, their family did not go through slavery. It's quite simple. If their family did not go through slavery here in America, they are not owed reparations. They just not. Why are you trying to give everybody something that is for one specific group? Why do we have to give everything to everybody? We did the Black and Brown Coalition. We did everything with everybody. We gave away this, that, and the third. Why do we have to keep how does every African get? See, listen, reparations, let me be real clear, man. Reparations is for what took place over here, okay? Reparations is for what took place over here in America. Everybody else, cool. The European, what government? You're saying the European, what government destroyed all of Africa? They have to contact those governments. They have to contact those governments and get compensated, get reparations. They have to do what we're doing. Okay? They don't just get a check just for being black, dog. Because guess what? It wouldn't work that way if it was vice versa. If they was over there getting a reparation check, we the last people they like, hey, come on over here and get a check. They would not fight for us to get a check. And Chris, I want you to hear this. The problem is, sorry, somebody keep calling my joint. This is the problem, dog. All right. And again, I'm not telling nobody what they should be or what they believe they should be. But the problem is, y'all still think y'all African. All right. Yes, we have African heritage. The conversation can go no further until we start at the foundation. We got to start at this foundation, dog. We got to start at the beginning. Y'all still think that you are Africans. Yes, we pay homage to our African heritage. But you are no longer, I am no longer an African. I'm sorry to tell you, I know we grew up and for somebody to say that is taboo, but that's the reality of the situation. And for the love of God, man, for the 100th time, the people over there will tell you the same thing. And it's no disrespect. Majority of the people over there will tell you the same thing. You know, I was shocked when I heard a Somalian. He identifies as Caucasian. Do y'all know a lot of the Somalians, when they do their paperwork, they put Caucasian. And he said every African gets reparations. I can't believe he's saying that, dog. Like, that's crazy to me. We have a specific government that we are airing out our grievances to. Okay, it's a specific government for a specific atrocity, for events that took place, for capital that was built, for land that was cultivated. Okay, certain people did that, and certain people didn't do that. In fact, let's keep it real. In fact, certain people sold this overhead, dog. Sold some of us. Now, I'm not a history buff, but tell me, was there not a collaboration to get some of the slaves on that slave ship? Nobody wants to talk about that. Yeah, 18th letter, man. Look here, my brother. Look, I was saying earlier, this conversation can go no further until we get down to whether we're still Africans or not. That's where it starts. We give much praise to our African heritage. But to still in 2023 to be running around talking about you're African, it's not realistic. You could say I have African heritage. As a matter of fact, you can say what you want. I'm talking about me. Okay, me and mine. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link right now, dog. Hold up. Boom. Let me try to drop it. Let me see if I drop it over here. How do I drop that jump? Give me 1 second, bro. I'm kind of new to this right here. All right, did you get that, bro? Let me know if you got it in there, because I'm on the phone. I might just go ahead and jump on the computer for real. I want somebody to come in here, man. We gotta see the problem with the conscious community, right? Is they want to go all over the place. They just want to go. They want to go all over the place, and they talk fast, and we end up just on so many different topics and so many different directions, and nothing gets accomplished. We need to just do one thing at a time, man. We got to break down this African. My man, what's up, bro?
Top Flight, what's going on with you, brother? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I can't complain.
Yeah, brother, I just came up here to chop it up with you for a minute. I appreciate your perspective on the panel. I want to give a shout out to the brother Chris MVP Harris because, like I said, on certain aspects, I do agree as far as us being of African descent. Um, of course, representing that and paying homage to that. But at the same time, I understand that I'm American. Like my heritage for the last 450 years have been here on the soil of the United States, whether it be from Mississippi, Alabama, the North and South Carolinas, Louisiana, all of that eastern section of the United States until we were branched out during the Great Migration, looking for jobs in the North, whether that be from Bmore, Detroit, Chicago, New York, Cleveland, all through there. And our experiences are very different from other groups. And the thing that I just and this is and shout out, like I said, shout out to the brother Chris. But the thing I don't understand is that how come it's separation and division when Black Americans are focusing on our group as far as getting what was taken away from us, but it's not separation when it's the other groups and they're more concerned about their tribes or concerned, like for instance, one brother was on the panel on Chris' panel. He's talked about CARICOM. CARICOM is trying to get reparations. Not only are they trying to get reparations, but they are trying to do business and increase the finances and get resources for people of the Caribbean. We're not a part of that, but it's no backlash. It's nobody telling them like, look, as us as Black Americans, yes, should we share the same African ancestry as Jamaicans, Haitians? And if I see a Jamaican brother, like I will show my support in them getting their reparations from Britain. But I'm not part of that as far as showing, look, we support y'all, go get y'all money for Britain. But when it comes to us and trying to get our reparations from the American government, everybody wanted to stake claim and say, what about everybody else? We're talking about the people of African descent that shed blood on this soil. That whether you want to talk about eminent domain, not even just slavery, where you want to talk about eminent domain, red line, blockbusting, the crack epidemic, the Tuskegee experiments, different like everything that we've experienced here that no one else was around for. Like, and meanwhile, what Haiti was going through its thing over there in the islands. Jamaica was going through its thing, and they're owed reparations from France and Britain. We're owed reparations here from America. And the thing that I just don't understand is nobody's checking nobody else and telling them, okay, well, we share our stuff, y'all share y'all's. It's like everything is on us as far as we're the ones that's causing divide. And I think it's because people know that we're the most influential black group out of everyone else, and that's not disrespecting nobody else as far as the brothers in Jamaica, Haiti, everywhere else. But we've been the ones that's been at the forefront. So people feel like this is like this situation is like if black Americans are not on board, it's all going to crumble. And I wish would people just be honest about it, because we can't turn a blind eye to the fact that a lot of the groups still have a tribalistic mindset, you know, because if that was the case, Africa would be in a better position of Africans uniting under the fact that they're black against these invading Arabs and these Asians and the Europeans that's taking claim to all of the resources over there. And we haven't seen that. And in some cases, certain people, and this is not all from people in the motherland and people in the other parts of the diaspora, but they just view us as another tribe to get over on to make sure that they're straight. So that's part of what we have to understand. We have to be honest about that.
That's the key word, brother. The key word is honesty, and I realized today that there's a extreme level of dishonesty. There's an extreme level of denial and delusion. Okay, uh, we have to start at square one, man. And let me ask you, okay, I no longer consider myself an African. Okay, that's just me. And I'm not mad at anybody that does. Okay, what do you consider yourself, brother? Are you still an African in 2023? Are you an African?
Sorry about that, brother. I didn't even realize I was muted. I consider myself a black American of African descent. I have distant African heritage. I consider myself an African as far as that's my bloodline. That's what traces back. But I would not be able to consider myself as far as, of course, that's the continent we come from. But we're a mixture of tribes, and then it all depends on how well we embrace going back and depending on the people that embrace it. Some people are very tribalistic. Some people would say, no, y'all are not real Africans. Y'all are not okay. That's cool. But then you got some brothers and sisters over in the continent that shows us love. So, but I consider myself Black American because this is where my heritage stems from, as far as for the last 4 centuries. So that's what I consider this is the culture that I know. This is the culture that I have been raised upon. I know the history here, certain aspects of different cultures in Africa I know because I've studied, but it's a difference between studying and having experience living it. I lived here. I lived this culture here versus being on the continent of West Africa. And I think, the honest part of and being honest is a part. I don't think us as Black Americans would be able to go and dictate anything that's going on over in a lot of these other countries over on the continent or in the Caribbean without people looking at us sideways and reminding us that we don't have any authority and reminding us that we're not a part of that system there. So that's the thing that I don't understand. I would love to see the West Indies and Africa, get themselves, get the resources that they deserve because they do deserve it. And I would love for us as Black Americans to be able to do business with people from the West Indies and people in the continent, based off of the fact that yes, we all are black, we all of African descent, but where I see the situation at right now, that is a distant hope, as far as wishing that can be of that can be of a reality, but right now it's far from, especially when you see people over there on the continent selling out other people to the Europeans, selling out other people to the Chinese. The Chinese over there making babies with African women to be able to stake claim to the land in generations to come. Um, the lack of education. You have people on the continent that don't know how to even manufacture their own resources. So and one of the reasons that we're more advanced, because we live in the belly of the beast. We live in the belly of white supremacy. So we saw it close up versus them just knowing that a certain European country has colonized them, but meanwhile it's other black people that European country is using to do their bidding. So it creates an illusion that, oh, it's other black people that's doing me like this. That's why when you hear certain people that come over from Africa, they sit there and say, "Oh, my homeland is this, and that. My homeland is messed up. You all have it so good here. Why you not taking it? Your homeland is messed up from the same people that we're fighting. You just don't understand that. You don't know, because they're using other Africans to do their fighting for them. So you think it is just your own people that's doing that. It's not. But with that type of thinking, if a person is that behind with that level of thinking, you can't really have pan Africanism. Like, as far, because they're on a different, they're not even educated enough to know who the real enemy is. They're just looking at anybody that they can come up on, and that's not everybody. Some people are very conscious. Some brothers, I've met Senegalese brothers that's very conscious. I've met people that are conscious, that understand. But I've also met quite a few people that are, like I said, Ghanaian descent. I've met people of Nigerian descent that view themselves as superior, or view themselves as that they're better. And then they feel like they have no type of connection to us. So what happens when a person feels that they have no type of connection to you? They're gonna fuck over you. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now the thing is, man, my thing is this. The reality is, man, everybody can claim or can say that they have African DNA somewhere down the line. You know what I'm saying? It's important that we separate ourselves, man. And as time goes on, I realize just how important that is, especially after hearing these conversations. What did you think, and what do you think about everybody getting reparations? Everybody, dog. What do you think about that?
well, I'll say this, top flight brother. I do believe everybody deserves reparations from the countries that enslaved
I
them.
thought, I thought, yeah, I should have been more specific.
No. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. As far as reparations just from America, no, they can't work. That how's that even going to work? And the crazy thing is, people they want to do that so they can so our resources can, like, not saying them. I'm talking about the white people. They want to do that so our resources can be spread it thin.
Yep. Talk about it.
That's what they're trying to do, And I'm gonna just keep it real, man. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm just kind of tired of Black Americans always being the ones. We gotta fight for everybody,
Everybody.
and then we haven't seen any type of resistance
Nothing.
in other groups. Like, we haven't seen it right now. O'Shea, just I follow O'Shea Du Jackson's African channel,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying that it was a video where people was complaining that they was complaining that African Americans was taking land in Ghana, and these are the people that ain't got no smoke for these Chinese. None, like, really. And I know us as African Americans, man, when we go to other places, we carry ourselves with some dignity and pride. Not all the time, because it was some goofy ass people from here that was acting a fool in Puerto Rico during the pandemic.
Yeah,
They came from B-more. They was the worst of the worst. But for the
yeah.
most part, we show respect to the culture, and we don't overstep our bounds when we go to a lot of these foreign places. And I just can't see, people trying to, what's the term that I'm looking for? Repatriate, trying to go back and, you know, have so much. It's people show love to the people that don't care about their culture the most, and then have smoke for the people that do. And that's because they look at us as, not all. I got to keep repeating myself on that. But it's certain people that look at us as rivals. You have certain people that are even jealous of Black Americans being at the forefront of Blackness.
Hmm.
They don't like it. They think that their tribe should be. I remember, I can't think of the name of the dude. It was a Nigerian boxer. He was going up against America, an American. This dude had the nerve to say, "I'm not a nigga. I didn't come on a slave ship. I'm a real African."
Boy, come on, man. Hey, look, this is what people don't want to talk about, man. This is not being talked about on a lot of these channels. And the thing is, I hate to harp on a negative, but we have to really look at that. You got to look at that, man. You can't dismiss that because it's very loud, and a lot of people feel that way. You did?
Right. And then, okay, yes, we are guilty of calling people African booty scratchers. We are guilty of mistreating Haitians very poorly. And I will admit it was because of our brainwashing here in the United States. And I'm talking about us as a whole, because I've never did any of these things. But us
Exactly.
as
Yeah.
because of the brainwashing from white people.
But let me say this. Let me say this. Let me interject real quick, man.
Mhm.
I called uh, people that were from here African booty scratchers. You know,
Yeah, I know. Like, and I get it. I'm just saying that in case people say we trying to minimize,
nah, no
uh,
doubt. The other thing, though,
other people's,
Flo- Florida thing, the Haitian Florida thing. Now, this is the thing, right? I can't really claim that. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what was going on down there. I don't know what was going on down there. Yeah, I hear that they were getting bullied and
Mhm.
all. And the thing is, I have a hard time believing that because it's not our nature. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in Florida,
Well,
maybe it
I've
was
heard I've
maybe,
heard similar stories in Jersey and New York too. I
okay.
have heard that, and I know that because, and I'm gonna be honest. I do believe to some extent because we bully each other very badly going to school.
Yeah,
We
let's look at the word bully though. What are we talking about actually? Are we talking about joning? Are we talking about like roasting?
Yeah,
Now,
roasting, and I get it because in our culture that's not a big deal.
but it's
Roasting is not a big deal,
somebody
but
in the
to
face.
some other cultures, they take disrespect to it.
But did somebody get punched in the face because they were Haitian? That's what I want to know.
I think that did occur quite often
I'm gonna
because
look. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that, man.
we got people that prey on people within our own communities, and we know that, and we know that we
Absolutely,
and we got people that once they think that you soft, they try you. We got that here, so I think a certain aspect of that is true. Just like we have self hate here,
yeah.
we've been brainwashed in a certain aspect as well. And the reason why things don't want to change with certain people is some people are too goddamn comfortable being that way
Yeah.
because you don't have to adhere to any type of standard. You don't have to adhere to any type of you don't have to present yourself in the best image possible. And I'm saying that with a lot, not just us, with everybody, with certain everybody. But yeah, but we gotta, but not just that, but that's the only thing a person can tell you. We like, for the most part, what you have in is you have other groups that want to come in and get things based off of blackness and what Black Americans is fighting for, and then whatever they get for their own group, keep it for themselves. That's double dipping.
Absolutely, it definitely is.
And that's the thing, man. People, like, you can't just insult somebody's intelligence and tell them that what they're seeing is not what they're seeing. We have clear evidence of that. Like I say, I'm not the biggest fan of Tariq Nasheed. It's some things that he says that I agree with. It's a lot of things he says I don't agree with because he mix and blends the two. But we gotta admit that it's been some type of and it's been a lack of understanding. You have people that's coming from the worst situations in their countries, left their governments, didn't fight there, and telling us what we need to do here and how white people are not so bad here and y'all just need to get over stuff here. Like what? What do they like? What do they do? Oh, y'all look at y'all neighborhoods. Like you come from way worse, sir.
Yeah,
Way the like the homicide rate in Jamaica is 10 times of Baltimore, Detroit.
yeah,
Like like come on, like, and that's when you throwing rocks from a glass house. And we got to be because what we need to understand is that certain people within the diaspora as well, they self-esteem is so low that just the fact that they able to come to the states and get more than what they ever would have thought back on the islands or certain parts of Africa, that they have to, you know, feel like they have to put Black Americans down to make themselves feel more better about situation or feel like that they've made it. You get what I'm saying?
right.
Because we that's an inferiority complex, and that's an inferiority complex brought on through colonialism, through colonization. Just like we have certain black people here that have an inferiority complex that's brought on through slavery and what we've experienced. So I get it, but I feel that it's certain things that have to be checked, man. It's certain things, and I got nothing but love for Africa. That's where my I'm not no Moor, I'm not no native. I'm not none of that. I'm straight up of African descent. When you look at me, you see me in the thumbnail, you see the lips, the nose, the skin complexion, the hair texture. It's obvious that I'm of African descent, probably with a little bit of European admixture like most of us do. But that's it. But I think we got to be honest about certain things. And I want to let Brandon speak. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's up, players? Peace to y'all, man. This my first time coming on your platform, bro, and I just started following you today, right?
Yeah,
Only cause I was over there on Chris thing, and I seen when you popped the question up, and you said, do they think everybody should get it, right? Would they be comfortable with an African basically speaking for them? Now I'm gonna have to dip in a minute, but I just wanted to get something off right quick. Like, to me, man, I agree kind of with a lot of stuff you saying. I do think a lot of it is we have so much confusion around this motherfucker, dog. And I think that I don't like using black because when we say black, like, we all know black is this color. And we ain't black. But they done made so much goddamn money off of Black Power, the Pan-African movement. That's why I put in the chat earlier. All that shit is pretty much, to my understanding, started by Freemasonry. All that shit. So what I do a lot of times, I try to do my own little research on a lot of stuff. And what I started to come to realize, man, when I started hearing names like Albert Pike and Walter Plecker, and I started looking these guys up. And when I started looking up like the Divine Nine and all this shit, all these alpha groups and all this shit, bro, like, to me, all of that shit plays a part in this out of Africa theory. Because you got to understand the out of Africa theory only comes from the Bible. The Bible is now let me say this before I go further. I ain't coming on here like I'm no goddamn scholar, like I know everything. I ain't doing none of it. Because I think I'm doing what everybody else is doing, just trying to figure this shit out, bro. We just here now. And it's like we was born into this fucked up system. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be cussing on your channel, but I just think that we was born into a lot of this. And we're trying to figure this out now, right? So I would just say, man, like, when you say you Pan-African, and when you start going into the origins of Pan-Africanism, that shit ain't got nothing to do with us, bro. Africa, now, like you say earlier, if you want to say, okay, 1,000 years ago, maybe, you know, a lot of our ancestors probably was in Africa and migrated. How can you tell that though? How can you really definitively explain it to somebody? Besides somebody saying, hey man, you know, you spit in the cup, you take a swab, it puts you back in Africa. Like I don't know. It just, I ain't gonna knock a lot of the information, but it's just hard to grasp, my nigga. For me to say, well, you know what I can do is I can think for myself and say, well, shit, if they saying out of Africa is a theory, that mean in 2024 we shouldn't still be saying this shit is a theory. Because if it's a goddamn fact and it's proven, why are we still hollering a theory?
I think if I might chime in on what you're saying, brother. Uh, oh man, to me it seems like for instance when you say we got a lot of confusion, I think that's because certain people want to be confused, man. I really don't think it's not really that much to it. I mean, in my personal opinion, right? And it's because people have found value in that identity. Maybe they became an important, like Dane Calloway.
Yeah.
Dane Calloway probably was a nobody before he came up with this whole situation of misleading people, telling them that we was natives, and you know he's made a lot of money off of that. So when people say certain things, and then a lot of people just think, man, it's a lot of us as Black Americans that don't even know Black American history. So it's a lot of stuff that registers with people that may be misinformation that they may take for being true. Like when you look at the situation in the continent of Africa, they was called black. Like for instance, take Sudan. Sudan is the Arab word. In Sudan, that means land of the blacks. Ethiopia was land of people with the burnt faces. In the racial classification system in South Africa is black, colored, and white. Um, what's his name? Malimba. He even said it himself. He's a South African activist. He said, "Black people are hated everywhere. We're hated everywhere. We need to, unify as a people. We're hated everywhere." The term negro in Spanish means black. The term negro means black. Now, it became an English derivative when it came to describing us. The term negro, which was nothing but the English version of negro, which means, a black person. So what happened was we was found as a valuable commodity because a lot of the Native Americans died off during them being enslaved, from all of those diseases and everything that the Europeans brought with them. Once they decided to go over into the Western Africa and bring us over as slaves, they enslaved us, and then for the Native Americans that was remain, they wanted to assimilate into the new European system, so they participated in slavery as well. Which is why you have certain people, oh, I got Native, we belong to this tribe. That's because you was owned by them as slaves. You was owned by them, and so a lot of people. I think a lot of people are just confused because they want to be confused, brother. We are Black Americans that's been here for the last 400 years. We come from a combination of tribes mixed with, European ancestry from slavery. And we fought for everything that we have here in the United States. And and that's pretty much to it, in my personal opinion.
I think my man, when he says confusion, I think he really, what he means is so many different schools of thought. You got people out here that think they are this, that, and the third. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They believe in all kind of stuff. Man, I think that's what he means by confusion, and that's why that's why I take the stance of, you know what? I don't want to go back 1,000 years.
Mhm.
I'm not. Look here, we did the knowledge. We paid homage and
Hey,
reverence.
and not to interrupt you, Top Flight, because I just wanted to say this real quick, brother, because when you say that, right, you just think we got this confusion because there's too many damn voices on the internet,
Yeah.
and internet is powerful. Just think back to the part of Maryland you grew up. Let's say if we was all in the huddle, right? We talking about what we gonna do as black men. If somebody was saying some shit that was ridiculous, you'd be like, man, shut the man. If you don't shut up. You know what I'm saying?
18th letter. I don't mean to cut y'all, bro. I'm sorry,
Oh
bro.
no, no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
have to
no,
leave in a
bro.
couple
I
minutes.
cut top flight out. You go ahead, brother. My
But
bad.
look, but check this out. I'm kind of piggyback, but watch this. I think, bro, we was way confused before motherfuckers even came on the internet.
True.
Because the reason why I say that is because people was already having these talks. It's just that now because we have the internet, we can hear what this group of people talking about in Detroit. We can hear what niggas saying while I'm at here in Atlanta. We can hear what motherfuckers saying in the A, right?
Shout out to the A10.
What I'm gonna say is, like, what I told my parents, right? Good, I still have both my parents, you know what I'm saying, alive today, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm 44, so I was born in 79. So I told my parents last weekend, which I didn't do it, but I'm gonna definitely do it this weekend. I said that I was gonna see how far they can go through their people. Because I don't like when they say, oh man, you're doing the grandma scholarship, this and that. No, it ain't. That is just that if we can go back through our genealogy further enough, I'm pretty sure for the most of us, it will say, man, your people was already here, dog. Your people didn't come from Africa. This is what I'm saying. If we was African, right? Think about this shit, what I'm finna tell y'all. If we was African, right? Why our great grandparents? Remember, I'm born in 79. So that means my dad is 74. My mama, I think she might be like 66, 67. Through my grandparents on both of their sides and my great grandparents, they don't have African on their birth certificate. So my thing is, if we African, why didn't those people have African on their shit opposed to color or Negro?
Hey, to take it a step further, they never even mentioned Africa to me, dog. Never said a word about Africa.
Who?
My grandpeoples.
Oh yeah, see that's what I'm saying. Mine either.
Never said. Look here, I'm not mad at the grandma scholarship. I'm not mad at that at all. The thing is, when people want to, especially in that community, man, when they want to dismiss something, they coin a term, grandma scholarship. No, I actually went and talked to people that were living. They gave me oral history, and they want to put it in a box and call it grandma scholarship. That's how they get away with dismissing it, and then you know what I mean? That's just little tactics, deceptive tactics that they do. You understand? But I'm not mad at grandma scholarship. I'm very practical. I don't do a lot of the believership. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what's up, man. So I went to my father, asked him what was going on. My grandmother and them never said nothing to me about Africa. In fact, to keep it a buck, my mother on my mother's side, they nanny coats, dog. They nanny coat Indians. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a fact. Like we went to powwows, all that. So when I put all this together, I'm like, hold up, man. What maybe I don't fit in over here this Pan-African thing. Let me do more research. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not dismissing the fact that there may be, I'm not a scholar, and I don't want to have this debate with nobody, but there may have been people over here before the slaves came. I'm not dismissing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dismissing that at all. And I don't think anybody is at liberty to really dismiss that. Because how do you know? They're not going to tell us, you know what I'm saying? People said they saw black people over here when they got here.
Hey, top flight. I swear I don't mean to cut you, dog, but check this out.
Good,
It's no different, bro. See, to me, and I'm saying, bro, I'm only really speaking for me, but it's no different, bro, from the Bible. And I hate to bring a lot of these things into certain conversations, but they all tie in together. Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I go on a few channels, right? But I don't normally do this right here. I only did this because I say, well, damn, my man don't have but a few people in his chat.
Hey, I appreciate you. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so if I want to go in and say something, it's only a few people, we can get our little spiel off and boom, right? Ain't nobody trying to argue and out. I hate going on panels like that or looking
Man,
at
Brandon,
some.
them be the worst, brother. Them be the worst. I swear to
Yeah,
God.
bro. You see what I'm saying?
Because I
Because
think
check it
like
out.
because Top Flight, he had some good points. and they just kept trying to bully him. Like they was like trying to brow. I'm like, come on, bro. You can let the man, you know, if we're gonna have respectful dialogue, let's have respectful dialogue.
But
But
see,
yeah,
but that's
that's
my
what I
point.
want.
It's like a joker can't say, like Top Flight can't go in there and ask a direct question, get a direct answer,
Mm-hmm.
and then we build from there.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you something. And you know, I listen to Chris, you know, here and there, and Chris is a smart guy. Q-Bud and them guys, they smart guys. But look at what they push though. It's like y'all pushing what we would consider the enemy. Like you push their mainstream science, you push a lot of their agendas, bro.
I
And to
couldn't
me,
get
I think y'all guys are too smart for that shit, bro.
I
You
couldn't
see what
get
I'm
down.
saying?
I couldn't get down with Q Butter when he was supporting Cynthia G. Brandon. I couldn't get down with him after he was doing that rhetoric. And then like a lot of the things, because I've been on Q Butter's channel a couple of times, and the way that he allows some of the women to really talk shit on black men and put down black, I can't.
But
I
see, I
can't.
don't know nothing about all that. See,
Oh
I ain't
no.
in
Oh,
all
okay.
that
You
shit.
wasn't around. You wasn't
But I
around.
feel you though.
Yeah, you wasn't around for that one. But yeah, brother, not like what you're saying is completely true. I don't really get into the whole Native American thing. I feel like it's not enough evidence to point to black people being here, or if black people were here, I believe it was maybe a small number or so that may have ventured off of Africa and may have traded with natives or different things like that. But for the most part, I believe majority of us came here through slave ships, because when you look at even the Caribbean, when you look at the Caribbean also had natives. Most of those natives died off. Like the Jamaica was full of natives. Dominican Republic and Haiti was full of natives. Puerto Rico was full of natives before the Europeans arrived, and they brought all those diseases and killed most of them off. And then they brought in blacks to replace that population. And the same thing here. Like you and just think of the big massive land mass that the United States are. You had all different types of native people here. You had the Cherokee, you had the Choctaw, Muskegon, Ho-Chunk, Iroquois, Illini, all of these, the Apache, the Comanches, all of these different native tribes. And now you only have 2 million people left out of all of those, out of could have possibly been 50, 60, 70, 80 million people. Out of all of those, you only got 2 million left. So that tells you the diseases killed them off, majority of them. We were more immune to their diseases. And one of the reasons as well why we were sold by other Africans is because a lot of those Europeans couldn't go into Africa like that, because they was trying to go into those jungles, but they was dying because they was getting killed by malaria. Those mosquitoes and over there in Africa, they got malaria they wasn't immune to. So one bite and them Europeans was falling like flies. So what they did in Africa was the same thing that they did here in Native America. They with the Native Americans, they took advantage of tribal warfare and sided with the tribe that may have been running stuff, and they bought slaves off of them. And at that time, the Europeans had the most advanced technology. So these Africans ain't never seen a mirror. They ain't never seen a gun. They ain't never seen some of the stuff that they was bringing. Where imagine if we was in that time period, right, in the 1300s, 1400s, you never saw your reflection. Somebody pass you a mirror to see what you actually look like.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be like state of the art to you. And they
Right.
gonna, man, we into it with these we into it with the Igbo. Man, the hell with them, man. You can sell their ass off anyway. We don't care nothing about them. Sell them off. But the Europeans practice the same thing that they practice with the Native Americans: divide and conquer. Yeah, we're gonna act like we cool with you right now while you selling up, while you selling them. But best believe we're gonna be coming back for you too. But you don't know that. The
Right.
same thing that they did here in the United States and in parts of Mexico and all of this other stuff. They pit tribe against tribe, and the tribes that was already warring, they took advantage to act like they was coming in as being more diplomatic and all of that. Once they got certain people out of the way and they got the advantage of the land and they was able to take control, then they took the other people and got them out the way and
Let me
took the land for
oh,
themselves.
look, and I understand it, right? Let me tell you, man. Just the way I'm at, they don't get no pass for that shit. They don't get no pass for selling our people, dog. I don't care why. I don't care what happened. I just don't, dog. Like that shit. We've been giving that a pass for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, we still see the attitude today. We still see that same vibration. Sometimes today. You know, I go on some of these Twitter spaces, man, and they'll tell you, yeah, we sold y'all. We'll sell you again. I mean, this is not me. This
No,
is
no,
not
I get,
this
I get
my
exactly what you.
for them. This is them from their mouth, and I don't care if
Yeah,
it's,
I've heard them say vile shit like that.
you
And
know
what
what
you
I'm
were
saying.
saying, what you were saying with that Top Flight, I don't give it a pass either. It's just one thing that I understand. It
Yeah,
was no,
no doubt, no
it,
doubt.
it was no concept of race then.
Yeah,
Race,
Hey, I got to run. I got to run. I'm gonna tap back in with y'all though.
all
okay,
right, bro.
right,
I'm
B.
gonna get
All
off
right.
in a minute too, man. But I'm probably I might come back on a night or something later on the night or something.
Okay, yeah, it was no concept of race. It was no concept of blackness in those early days. Just
Right.
like it was no concept of whiteness,
Yeah.
because thinking Europe, you know how Europe even mastered their skills to go on the conquest because they was killing up each other.
Mm-hmm.
They was
Absolutely.
killing up each other. And I told people this, right? I was like, because when motherfuckers try to tell us, oh, y'all the most violent, y'all, oh, we the most violent, y'all motherfuckers killed up, and this is other white folks, y'all motherfuckers killed up everybody. I'm like, and you know where you learned those practices from? Europe. Look up European torture weapons and tell me what you find. The rack, the motherfucking burning people at the stake, roasting them, the brazen bull, all of that to incite fear in the
Yeah.
people. And they
Mhm.
did that with religion. That's where all of these motherfuckers learned that shit from. The same practices that they used in Europe, they applied it to us in slavery, which is
Mhm.
why you have black people that's so forgiving and all of this. Oh, we gonna keep forgive because they taught us to forgive them from what they did to us because they believed that they was the closest beings to white. I mean, that they was the closest beings to Christ. And if we want to get into heaven, we got to forgive them because Christ is a white man to accept us in the gates of heaven. That's the type of shit that they put in our minds as a people. But no, you're right. And when motherfuckers say shit like that, yeah, we sold y'all. Yeah, okay, you sold us, and look at the conditions y'all in right now.
Yeah.
Look at the condition your fucking country is in right now. Saying dumb shit like that. And they still thinking tribal.
Right.
Motherfucker, everybody's coming in there. Arabs, white people, Asians. And y'all still thinking some dumbass tribal shit.
Right. Hey, look here though, bro. I'm gonna try to get back on later tonight. I appreciate you tapping in, man. I'm hoping that some of the other brothers on there can get some good information because you dropped some bombs, man. I appreciate you.
Oh man, there was much respect speaking to you, Top Flight brother. I got to get ready to go to work myself, but yeah, like I just got to keep it real, man. I'm for getting Black Americans together first. If we
Absolutely.
can do business, I would love to do business in Africa for diamonds, gold, all of that other stuff. I would love that, but we gotta build here first, man, and do what we need to do with us and people that have the same experiences as us. Like I say, even with like an African can't tell me my grandfather made it to Chicago because my great grandfather, he was gonna be lynched by the Klan in Arkansas.
Mm,
That's how he made it to Chicago.
dang.
They had to get him out of there. And that night that when they got him out of there, the Klan ended up showing up to his house.
Mm,
A person from the Caribbean or from West Africa don't have that experience.
right.
I had that. It's possible somebody in Baltimore, Detroit, or DC got that experience from their people that came from the South to those countries. I mean, to those cities.
Yep.
So we have to act like we can't act like it's not a distinction there. It's a very big distinction on experiences, customs, our whole culture that's here. So we got to be honest about that.
Absolutely, my brother. I appreciate you again, man. We'll talk again.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Top Flight. Much respect, brother. You take it easy.
Peace, brother. I'm out of here, y'all. I might tap back in later on, man. Good discussion. Good stuff, man. Y'all be easy, all right? Peace.